Date: I'm pregnant and going through prenatal depression, and my boyfriend won't stop looking at and saving pictures of naked girls on Insta. We had a good talk about a week after my first post. He told me that he deleted the girls' pictures as well as unfollowed them and that he won't be looking at them again. I told him that it was very hurtful, disrespectful, and inconsiderate knowing what I've been going through, and the fact that he thinks he can do anything as long as he's not cheating is beyond wrong. Just the fact that it's hurting me should make him stop, and he finally agreed. He has a younger sister who is also pregnant. By his logic, if he found out that his brother-in-law was looking at and saving pics of naked 20-year-old girls while she's going through prenatal depression and it was hurting his sister's feelings, basically he would just tell his sister to get over it since he's not cheating instead of telling the brother-in-law to stop. I know he would never behave like this towards his sister, but somehow when it comes to me, the mother of his unborn child, I have to understand and be okay with whatever he does as long as he's not physically cheating. I told him that I can't control what he sees or does with his phone, and that if he was still looking at those girls even after I've expressed the hurt it has caused me, then that's now his problem and no longer mine. At that point, he would have to admit to himself that he has a problem or an addiction, and I would have to admit to myself that he isn't the type of person I want to have a child with. He agreed with me and we moved on. I wish I had a happy ending to this story. However, I found out that although he's not following these girls anymore, he's manually searching them to look at their pictures. Which, I think, is actually worse. It may seem like such a small and trivial thing, but the fact that he knows I'm going through prenatal depression and that I've communicated multiple times how hurtful and disrespectful it is, and most importantly, he knows that he could lose me if he does this, and he's still doing it. It was a huge disappointment to say the least. We talked about this and he got upset that I was making this whole thing into a big deal. I tried to explain to him that although it might be nothing to him, it's something to me, and that for me, it is a big deal, but he doesn't understand, and I'm tired of having the same conversation over and over again. He thinks me being disappointed is unjustifiable, and I'm tired of explaining to him why this makes me sad. He said that he's a guy and who cares if he looks at 20-year-old girls. I told him that I care. I told him that we're on opposite spectrums and I won't be able to get him to understand. Just like how I don't understand how he thinks this is a nothing. I even asked him if he could just stop and be more considerate while I'm going through the pregnancy and the prenatal depression, and that he can pick it back up after the baby is born, and he scoffed at the fact that I said you can pick it back up after saying that I was making it sound like a part-time job he had. I think a simple yes would have sufficed. I was eerily calm during this whole conversation. I didn't shed a single tear or raise my voice or get emotional once. I think I've reached my limit of caring. I wish we didn't have the obligation of a pregnancy.